Alrighty, y'all. Sunday, December 21st, 2025. Last study group for the year. Next year, I think the Sunday falls just right after Christmas and, right before New Year's. So decided to take that one off and we immediately get started, the following Sunday. I believe that's the 4th, January 4th. Marcus will be joining on that first call as well. So he'll be here with us there. But yeah, really thank you guys for being here. It's been a good year of progress, I believe. In a lot of areas. Hopefully, you guys had a great year as well in trading and then everything else too as well, right? I think I was listening. I was in the Spanish call yesterday, listening to Cesar Munoz, and the whole it's about progress, right? I think every day, every year, every day actually, you want to get better at something or progress in something. Sometimes we consolidate, but I think the whole purpose is trying to extend and um, and get better at things. And my goal is always to help people win in trading. I've already won in the sense that I can win or lose in trading at any time. I know the skill, I can trade the skill, but if I can help others get more confidence, make it easier for them. That's basically my mission to help people learn this skill. And again, Loretta, I haven't really promoted Dr. Latrice says that didn't work. And again, I've always haven't been promoting myself too much this year. I've been behind the scenes for the most part. I've been behind the scenes for the most part. And the reason for that is because you guys I know been busy with the coding and everything else. And I see. And and it's because trading is very interesting. Over time, and I have realized that you know how they say what's the saying goes, hindsight is 2020. Before trading is today, trading has evolved, has been regulated, reading charts and so forth. A lot of the gurus in YouTube, right? They were hindsight 2020 masters. Okay. I think about a year ago or 2 year, they weren't really trading. They were just, getting their monies in from subscription. Now, granted, that's perfectly fine, right? They're taking their time and providing a service that people see value in and everything. That's perfectly fine. But again, though, people weren't learning, right? And the reason why is because somebody taught a strategy, they liked it, and the next thing you know, they remix it to the way they do it. And after all that fluff, after all the technical analysis that I've been through and winning, losing, and so forth, and having a few of my students kind of become their own educators and having my own friend being real successful in trading, etc. Trading has just become down to two things, right? It's just, obviously your trading plan, but it's just pips and lot size. How can I multiply my money when I'm in these charts, right? And that's all there is to it. I mean, if you want to make $100 today, okay, well then what lot size do I need? How many pips do I need, right? And boom, right there it is. Okay, and that's how it is. It doesn't matter if it's going up, it's going down. It doesn't matter. The charts, the technical analysis, everything that you see on the left hand side does not matter. Okay, what matters is on the right hand side. Where is price going to go? What lot size am I going to use? And do I have um, you know, the skill to find an entry to get to that level? Okay, yeah, but pips and lot size, all it is to it, and but you do need skill. You do need to read the chart after that. After that, you do need to read the chart, and I'm trying to find a system. And I think we have a good system that that allows us to read the market in a way that, okay, I understand this, and now it's just a matter of like, okay, how can I really multiply my money and quit giving it back, to the banks, because or just whatever you won or lost. It's you do need the skill, you do need the technique to in order to participate, right? Mindset is important, but again, I think You really do not get into the you really don't get into the real psychological trading unless you know what you're seeing in the charts, right? Um, when you make 10 mil at a bull run, when it is easy, you can pretend to pay yours. Yeah, and that happens too. Yeah, somebody makes a good amount of money. There's a people. I was looking at a YouTube short of some trader that supposedly he's the king of scalping, right? He was like interviewed by another YouTuber that's a podcaster that, I forget his name. I know his name, I know his face and everything, but I just can't think of it right now. And they were literally scalping live. Guys, nobody's gonna get to that skill. That individual way of trading, that scalping that's being promoted in the YouTube channel, nobody's gonna get to his level. It's his trading, is his approach. Nobody's gonna get to that level, right? Same thing over here, right? The way I trade and the way I win, is been a way where like you guys are not gonna be able to duplicate it unless you see exactly what I'm seeing, right? And you can't see exactly what you're seeing, and we have different chart markups. That's the reason why the S&T system was born, where okay, we're seeing the same thing. Where can we find opportunity here? And I may wait for the pullback to come down and then buy, and somebody may wait, are taking advantage of the retracement. It's been happening in the live sessions a lot where, I think Daniel is one of them, Mendelson. I'm waiting for a buy and he's scalping the sell. Like, okay, you can do that because you can see it. I can't do it in real life trading because why? Somebody may not be following at the same pace and they push the button when we're all taking profit. I said sell 10 seconds ago and they push the button or there's a delay in Zoom. So again, though, right, guys, the biggest gift I can give everybody here is just being able to see these markets and with all the updates, all the coding that I've done, and I'm so glad I learned how to code. Um, it's going very well. And I do have a friend who's a professional engineer or coder, excuse me, and New Zealand that I met when I went over there. And he knows, he's that's very interesting too. I'll put a side note there. Um, he was the one that was supposed to be coding my indicators. But guys, that's like somebody, especially how detailed I wanted the indicators to be. Nobody can code the indicator the way the way I customize them, and the same amount of detail as I want to have them now, right? So I'm so glad I did take the time to learn it. So glad for AI, Chat GPT. It helped me with it a lot, as well. But yeah, like we try to code something. He gave it to me. I didn't like it. I didn't like one little thing in this. Like, no, it's got to be this exact way. So I was able to code that, right? But he also has the skill, technology, and excuse me, it's the skill and the resources to automate um, traits. So we're back testing that, and hopefully, if everything goes well with that, and we got good results, we can start pooling our money, together in this automated trading and just let it multiply, right? That's the next goal for our community here, personal community, is giving us an outlet to let our money multiply automatically, right? Automatically. Um, but yeah, welcome in, guys. If you guys are just coming in, we did record and it's recording now, and just had a little introduction on those things. This is the chart from here. I do want to go here in detail. While most of you guys are here, you guys are allowed to unmute. I do want to just kind of quickly show you the progress of the school. I was supposed to be done a few weeks ago, but the coding kind of sidetracked me. But I do want to share a few things with you guys. Let me pull it up. The school. And any little feedback via text or chat right there, just let me know because this is the plan for it. Where's it at? Where's it at? All right, here it is. You guys should be seeing this. Okay, so the plan for 2026 is simply, all right, perfect. You guys know I'm part of COC. I'm helping the community over there. The whole affiliate network marketing. We do like trading over there. And then how is that going to be different from the school? How do you guys' levels come in and so forth? So here's the thing, right? And it just so you guys are legacy members, right? Trade Circle legacy members. You at some point this year supported me through, the up the circle, the full circle of everything, right? After Elevate, after Trade Circle, after kind of joining COC, a little bit of time there with was that the Black Sheep Culture Club, right? Which that's going to have a full circle here shortly in 2026, which you'll find out later. But you guys are legacy members, okay? Starting in 2026, I will allow for new legacy members to join. Okay. That window was closed temporarily, and I will allow them to pay through here, right? Through school. So that'll be a 279 per year service. With no, so legacy members, new ones, you guys, once you're in the school, right? You guys are already in. You don't have to worry about this price. Thank you for the support. Thank you for keeping me going. And you're good to go. Okay, you don't have to worry about this. But any new member in 2026 that wants the Wednesday live trading, that wants this Sunday class, that wants to learn at their own pace without any monthly subscription, right? And get a feel for trading, kind of find a way. It's 279 per year for them, and they'll get access to what you guys have, even the SMT indicator, right? Because obviously that's what I teach. So that's going to be open for them. I think school has a way to share affiliates, and you create. I mean, you just sign in here, and then you share your link. And when you share your link, anybody who registers and then they actually pay for this, there's going to be a little bit of one-time affiliate commission, like most companies do, right? That's the way that they're doing it nowadays. All right, so that's the plan for 2026 with this school system. If they really just want to join for free, right? There is the free link. Like if you were to share your free link, right? If you share your free link, they'll come here and they'll have access to whatever is offered free, which is the standard community just to learn, keep updated. I'm gonna create a learn to trade course. Basically, everything that's already free out there in YouTube and stuff. How to start trading, MetaTrader 5 tips, MT5 tips like that. Those will be all there. And obviously the trade lounge has always been included for free on those Wednesday sessions, pre-market New York, and the what's called the Sydney session at night. So this one is kind of like a holding spot, kind of like Telegram. Like we have a lot of people join a free Telegram, but Telegram is really hard to get organized and so forth. Now this one over here, right, and everything can be purchased through school. This one I do not want people to purchase it through here. I up the price up this way so people can think twice. But basically, this is people wanting to join COC Live, right? This will give you the full experience of having access to what I offer, right? Because it's going to give you this, right? If somebody joins in the future through COC Life, I will give them access to this for 1 year. Okay. And then from there, they'll get all the schedule to the left, but then they also get the COC schedule, which is the live trading Monday and Friday in Spanish, Tuesday and Thursday in English. They also will get the AIs that are being offered at COC Life, which is the FIBO, and eventually, right, will be the GBO as well, the FIBO and the GBO in there, right? So we're going to give two signals inside of there. For those of y'all who are purchasing the GBO access now, right, you don't have to worry about this in the future, okay? But later in the future, it depends how things go, right? Later in the future, if you want access to GBO, you may have to go this route, but we'll see, okay? We'll see. But yeah, live trading sessions, legacy included when joining through my link, and so please reach out directly to that. Any questions or comments on this, guys, or clarification you guys want to add? Please raise your hand. I'll mute you, or you can comment there, or if you want to just clarify on your own to better understand, have at it. Dan, will you want to summarize this for me in case I missed something, or so you kind of have a different if you're there? If not, we're all good, man. So we're all good there, guys. Everybody's good there. How this is going to work? So quick question. How much is the school gonna cost for you guys? Let's see, it's a pop quiz. How much is the school gonna cost for you guys, legacy member? Zero. There you go. We don't put a zero. We're gonna add a five in front of that. 3.99. There you go. And again, though, these is for everybody who's in the WhatsApp group moving in forward. Okay, so that's why I want people to move in and yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is you guys are there. You guys are you've been through the ups and downs with me. With this full year of the processes and everything else. So you, what do they say? You guys are uh, the choir, right? But yeah, so that's that. Okay, so then here, okay, here in school, the testers. There you go. So here it's a nice little feature. I do like it. I do like it. I like it a lot. Marcus will be involved. The classroom, they have a nice calendar here where I'll be adding the schedules, and you guys didn't have access to it because it was for a certain level of members. I haven't really promoted none of you guys to the the legacy thing. I provided you to like everybody to the free version, but they have a calendar here, pretty good stuff. I like that. The community here, you can post stuff. One of the things that I've been noticing though, guys, is that Telegram during live trading sessions, guys, Telegram has the speed to really, communicate the back and forth. Let me see if anybody else requested. Oh, there you go, Daniela. Um, yeah, Telegram really does have the speed. So this one is kind of like a more like a educational hub where I'll come in nice and slow. You come back and review things and so forth. I've tried to keep up to date with, kind of sharing things with you guys. You may or may not get the messages. You're also at the same time, maybe another Telegram chats or anything like that. That kind of is hard to really keep up. But during live trading sessions, we will be using the Telegram the most. Okay, so what I'm building, right? If you go to Classroom, you don't have access to this. Okay, just yet. I think everything's blocked. But the Learn to Trade 101 course, that's that free course that I'm talking about, right? Where it's an introduction, it teaches you the art of trading, the trading basics, how the markets work and so forth. And then trading in action. This is the one I'm trying to complete before we release it. But yeah, let's see. Oh, nice. So yeah, and they may be in there where I need to approve them, but we'll see. Make sure you share your link though, because I know that there's there. But yeah, that's the Learn to Trade course that'll be free. This will be open to the public about about me. This will be open to the public and have some free resources here. They'll be open to the public as well. Okay. Took the link on the front page. So right quick on there, guys. So look, every time you go to your settings, I believe, and I believe you do. That's why I think it's important to do this. I think you go to about, yeah, go here and go to about. Where's it at? And then there is an invite. There's an invite link. Don't get the one from the top, because if you get from the top, I think it may be linked to you or may not, but this is the one that you want to share, right? This is the one that you want to share because that will be connected to you. Like for example, if I go to members, you see invited by me. All you guys are invited by me for the most part. And there's a few, like for example, see invited by Annette. This is what we want. This is what we want right there. Okay. But again, I haven't approved new people that I don't know. So, they just may people who are pending here. They may or may not be yours. And if they are, just tell them to I'll decline them, and then they can back in, and then they can do the right thing. Okay. for that. However, I think I told you guys, let me see if I have it open handy here. Because again, this is going to be important. Yes. So what I'm doing is when I'm, obviously we're in a live trading session, I'm gonna create a school directory for anybody who's a legacy member. And basically like this. So instead of me sharing, we'll share this page and then you'll give me your school link and then just come here and find you. Because again, though, you get in trouble where like I share the general link, they click it, but it was meant to be for Sylvie, and next thing you know, it's a whole thing. And but yeah, that's kind of how I'm gonna try to do this, like create like a Notion directory. Here's the link, find the person who sent you, and just click on them, and so forth. So I think that'd be easier, right? To do, but that's the plan for that. But yeah, so back to this, right? Back to the classroom. So yeah, the Learn to Trade course. The top three are free. They're open to the public. Whoever wants to be a legacy circle group member, they'll pay for it, and then they'll unlock the Forex Academy, the SMT Academy, the ETM Academy, and the G Money Vault. Here at the bottom is if you want to unlock GBO now, you can at the 175 price for life, or 100 now, 100 later once we release it. But yeah, so right quick, this is key right here. When you come into the legacy, I will try to unlock this pretty quickly first, the Trade Circle Legacy Group, just so you guys know what you have access to, right? What it is, how does this group works, okay? What you have access to, like which is all of this, is still a work in progress, and then request your SMT indicator, the live schedule. So this is the live schedule for us, right, guys? Wednesdays, Trade Lounge New York, because obviously Trade Lounge is included. Live trading sessions, Trade Lounge Sydney, all that is in there. Okay. Friday, we do our weekly recap. And then Sunday, we have the legacy group. So that's the live schedule if you're a legacy member here, all time central. And you go to Telegram inside of the classroom. Once you pay, you'll have access to the Telegram. And this will take us back to the COC Telegram there, because I'm already there. It's already kind of built. So here is where you'll join, and just basically I do have to approve you on the back end. But you join here and you join that Telegram. And when we're doing live trading sessions, that's where I'm going to be most active, just so I won't have to be in the WhatsApp. I don't have to be in the school. I don't have to be in multiple Telegrams. That you'll save me a lot of back and forth if you're here. So because you're here, I will share that link with you guys. You just join and join the Telegram at your convenience. Okay. And let's see. Join group. I think I'm already in. Is that through trade? No. Yeah. So that one, good question there. Dr. Latrice, Trade Lounge Hub is I created it with a different phone number, and I kind of lost access to that phone. It was like a Google number. I was going to try to separate it from the main number, and I never made a call. I never made a phone call with that. So Trade Lounge 2026, after I send enough promo messages there to join the school, that's going to be gone. Okay, that's going to be gone. So the link that you just have right now, that one is to the COC official Telegram. COC is not really kicking people out of their Telegrams. Usually you get access to that Telegram once you pay or subscribe, but they're not kicking people out. It's fine because it's a marketing tool. So like screw it. I have access to the link. You guys, I'm admin on the Telegram. I'll invite you guys in and call it a day, right? No harm, no father. But yeah, so that's the Telegram that I just shared the link. That is the COC Telegram. Makes it easier for me just to stay there. And there it is. IMC. All right, guys. So as for that's it. Okay. I know it's this is an important thing to talk about today, just to kind of plan for 2026. We'll go over the SMT updates that I just finished and another SMT update, right? And then the GBO updates as well. But yeah, that's kind of the Trade Circle Legacy. And at any time you feel like we need to add something there, that something is missing, or hey, I think this will be helpful here, please, um, you know, chime in. Again, I like to say, right, nothing is free. Well, your charge is to help me improve school, right? Help me improve. Gee, we may need this. Your input is always welcome. Okay. All right. Moving on. If there's no questions, let's go on. Let's go to the charts. Next week, I think it could be a little slower next week. This Christmas week. Usually the last week and a half or two of December may be slower. And then the first weekend there. As of right now, I think Mr. Who was asking me? I think it was Ron, right? Um, as of right now, the Spanish sessions stand. The English ones, we probably will take a break Tuesday and Thursday. Haven't got the green light yet, so I'll probably get in the afternoon. But again, though, we'll update the WhatsApp group as soon as possible and the Telegrams, hopefully by this afternoon. But yeah, let's kind of go. Let's talk a little bit of the indicator update that you guys have. Let me go into a new chart so you guys can understand the S&T. So everybody here should have the S&T indicator. If you're a legacy member, if you do not, double check. Simply go to your invite only section and look for S&T 6 by me. Click on it, and you'll get access to the indicator. Okay. So nice little updates that I have. If you click on the settings, you should have version 6.03, December 20th dash 2025. Okay, so I pushed this one yesterday. So what's new about it? Well, a lot of simple stuff, but everything's there. So everything stayed the same. I did change the labels to kind of do some respect to the Ichimoku cloud. So obviously the big box called the Kumo, the momentums are span A and span B, and this one I just left it the way it is. That's one of the big differences you'll see. I did remove the midline from the spans and the flag simply because it just gets too cluttery here, especially when you too cluttered, excuse me, especially when you turn on your 23 percentile lines, it gets cluttered. However, right, that's where we have the legend back here to help us communicate that information. But still, I do want to see these above that midline. Okay, I do want to see these above the midline. So right now, this pullback, if you want to know what that orange dot means, simply double click your settings, go to the SMT legend, and it's all right there. Okay, you'll remember pretty easy, right? Yellow will be pullback, orange will be complex pullback, and will I did create a little document that also has that attached, which also will be in school, right? Classroom of SMT, right? I mean, that's the 5 minute chart, and the 23 percentile lines are there. So you can hide and show boxes, show and hide midlines. The legend show and hide it. It works now. Yep, it works. If you really want to color code this to with these, you turn this on, and they'll color code in that fashion. You can change your colors. Blue, I like blue being bullish, and red being that. You can also change that color as well, but I keep that off. Okay, I personally keep that off. Trend line connector. The trend line now is only connecting to the spans. So I did took out the flag above, right? If you turn this on, correct. Let's see here. Trend line. Yeah, there's no trend line right now because why is there no trend line? It should. Let's see. Yeah, but it's only gonna be connected to the 108 box and the span A and the span B. Come on, trend line, where you're at. Okay, they're equal there, they're equal there. I did turn it on, right? Oh, no, sorry. I didn't turn it on. That's what it was. Perfect. Yeah, so here it's what was that for, Dr. Latrice? Apologies. So yeah, this one is still looking for the low. If the structure is bullish on the span A, it'll still connect it properly, right? It's always going to be connecting. That's what I like about this new trend line update. So it's basically giving us a directional view of the momentum, right? The structural momentum. And right now it's in this fashion. But that's one of the updates there. See, yeah, I have to request. Yes, yes, yes. Gotcha. Yes, I do. I'll go in there after the session is over. Box fill, flag text color. You can always change the text color there if you want. The range in pips. This is important. This is an important detail right here, guys. That's down here, right? This is how you show or hide your 23 lines. Okay, that is how you show or hide 23. Really, really important lines. Your pips. This is important because the 204 range obviously is the big box. And then the 17 range is obviously the smaller box. There's a times when prices move so much that the 17 is almost as equal as the 39 as the 204. And that's not a good thing, right? But they cannot be that way. Small, medium, large, and extra large, I guess you could say, right? And when this one is super overextended, you're gonna have those big pullbacks. You're gonna have those big pullbacks and rejections, just like right here. Look. Okay. So here, when the news came, even right here, you see the 17 range is 324 pips. The 204 range is 357. That range is just still big, right? So it's best to be cautious about it. And there it goes. And I look at that, all four boxes are the same. That's where you're going to get a deep pullback. Something's going to happen where it's going to snap back, right? Like that rubber band effect that can be that created. So and that's exactly what happened. Came back simply because of those. So that's important things to understand. All righty. If you want to back test certain areas, there's a back test feature. It highlights the areas that you want to go back and back test so you know exactly where they are. This is the New York session. You can always readjust it to whatever you want. Reminder, everybody, thank you, Joe. Everybody has access to this indicator. If you don't have access to it, let me know and zero. All right, so reset settings, all good to go. So the SMT only works on the 5 minute, 1 hour, and 2 minute, correct? Yeah, 2 minute, 5 minute, and an hour. So as I was back testing Jibo, it was giving me signals in different areas I needed to back test the boxes. And I said, screw it. All right. I created this restrict SMT to specific time frames, right? And basically this is, if it's on, SMT only appears on 2 minute, 5 minute, and 1 hour. If it's off, SMT appears on all time frames. So you uncheck that, and now the SMT indicator will appear in all time frames. So for those of y'all who want to explore the indicator more on different scales other than those 3 time frames, I have unlocked that for us. Everything should work. That's already working in there. So I'm on the 15-minute time frame, and there it is. Okay, you can see it right there. So that's a very nice feature we're gonna have. You turn that back on and turn off, right? Because it's only programmed the default to that. So I thought that was a very nice feature. That wasn't that hard to code. So I'm happy with that progress there. Next thing, right, is the Gbo. For those of you who have access to it, Gbo beta. This is the one that. Oh, excuse me. Before I get there, I'll go ahead and add it. How do these signals work? What are we looking for, and so forth? It's the same thing that we've been kind of mentioning this whole time, where if the structure is bearish, the for the most part, right, we look for it's a bearish setup. But how does this work here? Okay, let me show you guys right here. So here we're in a bullish setup, right? In a bullish setup, the 204 box or the Kumo box is bullish. 204 box is bullish. You got to read the structure here. So how does that mean? So the low comes before the high and the flag is down here. And if you have bullish structure, okay, that's bullish structure. So you're looking for buys or focusing on the buys. And then the next box that we read is the 17 box. Okay. The 17 needs to create a pullback, meaning that the little flag has to be at the top. Okay. The 17 flag, and it needs to have a structure to the downside. Okay. As the boxes shift forward and old information falls off, right? The 17 flag, because it moves faster, then right, we needed to realign back like the 204, meaning that we want the flag to be at the bottom. Okay. Once you have that, you have the structure to the top side. Okay, so 204 structure is bullish. Momentum or time box structure is bullish. That will give us here a green flag to take the trade upwards. Okay, so structure, pullback, realignment. That's what that's what Gbo is looking for every time. So here, okay, the structure is bullish. This is just momentum is also bullish, so higher it's higher probability that we continue going upwards as well. Okay, and here, right, it's not a pullback, but it's because this push up shifted the structure from bearish to bullish. It's basically saying that the market is resetting, right, and we need a pullback for that to happen. So as you guys see here, this little edge needs to come off, and this flag needs to be at the top. So as we add a few more candlesticks, yeah, it's basically to wait. You see it's at the edge. So it's always looking from left to right. Is looking for the low or looking for the high. Whichever comes first, that's where there's going to be latched onto. So right now, the low comes first and the high, right? The low comes first and the high, and that's where the flag is at. So as we move forward here, there it goes. You see? So now inside of this box, the high comes first, and therefore now we're in pullback phase, which is still a waiting phase. However, there is a technical way to trade this. Every time you're in the pullback phases, the yellow or the orange, you simply slap a little fib on it from low to high. Okay. And ideally, okay, the regular pullback or the yellow pullback, okay, are entries in between the 38, right here, entries right here, between 23, 38, and 50%. Okay, right here, just like that. So these are the yellow, the pullback entries right here. Okay, probably can't see it that good. Just change the color. All right, so the complex pullback entries are a little bit lower, very similar to how you do the what's it called, the institutional and all that good stuff. Here are the complex pullback entries. All right. So normally we have to wait for realignment. We have to wait for realignment. But how do you get this buy low area? Well, you can do it this way as well. Okay, but let's continue moving forward. Price hangs around the pullback. There it goes. We realigned. You saw that, guys? Realigned. So what does this mean? As long as we're close to the midline of the 17, you can market execute or wait for the retracements. Entry at the mid, Stop loss where? At the low of the 52. Okay. Yeah, if it drops, yeah, absolutely, Andre. And then you take profit 2 to 1 based on that risk parameters right there. Andre likes 61%, right, Andre? But here's the
Pablo
thing.
too.
Here's the thing, guys, right? Everything is fractal. And I know you see it, Andre. Here goes the 17 box by itself, right? That's the low. That's the high. Wouldn't you say this pullback here was 61%, right? Impulse correction. Technically, that was a 61%. And technically, your rules still apply. That's the beauty about this market. It's fractal, repeats itself over and over and over again as long as you allow yourself to see it, right? And then from here, price takes a little while, hangs around and may trend and may not trend. But again, though, you're at least trying to trade in that direction. And there goes your drop on it to 50%, right? Ideally, right, it is best to trade this during the New York volume time. Um, Ideally, but it can work. It can work. Let me see if I can find a good trending piece feature here. Was that crazy price action? Yeah, it was that crazy price action. So that's how that works, guys. That's kind of what the indicator is doing for us on the back end, looking for opportunities. Oh, that's why I'm in the 15-minute time. So when I turn on the GBO indicator, okay, it's connected to the SMT boxes, but it doesn't have the SMT boxes. If I turn off the SMT boxes, you will not see the boxes, right? The GBO indicator does not have the SMT boxes, but they work together. So what are you seeing in front of you? GBO is giving us a 2 to 1 every time based on the 17 midline in the stop loss. So these are actual trades that it caught. And you guys see here, these are also with certain parameters. And it's a lot of blue. It's a lot of very consistent blue here, more than the black. So every time it hits the take profit 1 or 2, it'll register it. And yeah, so if you see TP1 only, it hit the TP1 and then went to the stop loss. If you see TP2, it hit the whole TP2 and trade 1. If you see a stop loss, it never went to TP1 and it went to stop loss first. But that's a lot of blues. It's a lot of 2 to 1s, a lot of 1 to 1s. All right, so let's kind of back test a few here. And let's back test here. Start from here. And see why these signals work and why they don't work. And how do you check them? Well, you have to turn on the SMT box to check them. All right. Because what's supposed to happen? Bearish, structure bearish, pullback, realignment, correct? That's kind of the sequence that we're looking for. So okay. Kumo's bearish, looking for sells in realignment phase. Perfect. All we're waiting for is for this little flag to flip up. Okay. So on a naked eye, we won't see it. Pablo, TP1, TP2 sería como cerrar parcial. Sí, 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 sí. O por ejemplo, sí, si tienes dos posiciones, cierra uno en TP1 y vete al segundo en break even. Yeah, so Pablo was asking how to kind of strategize this. And yeah, I would say that. I'll explain it right here. So here, right, see how this thing realigned right there? Well, that's without the GBO on, with the indicator on. Okay, it'll give you a signal once it's ready. And very important detail here, guys. You see how we didn't get a signal, but we realigned? That's the reason why this is really important. Okay. So entries are at the mid of the 17. So the entry should be at the midline of the 17. Pretty simple. Okay. There's ways to change this. I won't go through that right now. Stop loss minimum. So from entry Where's the stop loss at? The stop loss is at the high in this scenario of the 52. Everybody got that? So the minimum has to be between 80 and 120 pip stop loss. If it's 1 pip below that, 1 pip above it, it won't give you a trade just like it did right here. So let's back test that right quick. Let's measure the pips from the midline to the 52 and see it's an $18 stop loss, 180 pips. It's over the threshold, right? So it's not going to give us a signal. Now the signal, like if I would have gone in here and gave myself more wiggle room, it will give you a signal, right? But again, how just because you get a signal, right, it doesn't mean that you just push the trade, right? We have to do a little bit of analysis on it just to be safe. And this is the analysis that I've done, right? Where like these are the best thresholds that will allow us to see more blue than stop loss. Okay. So, however, right, once this indicator, it's in realignment mode, it's still scanning the market till the boxes can shrink. Okay. And there you go. So you see how the 52 box shrunk? And therefore it shrunk the stop loss, and therefore it gave us a signal. Now here's the thing, guys, okay? Ideally, when the signal gets created, we want price to come back here and then come back down. Sometimes it just touches the take profit and it closes the trade, counting it as a TP1. That's more of a glitch, but I'm gonna keep that glitch there for now, right? Because it shouldn't happen. In the past, I did try to code, and I did try to code where don't give me a take profit unless we come back to entry and then come back down. I think that's for another phase. We still keep it in manual there. So for example, yeah, so it's still in the beta mode. There's still a little updates being done to it. I mean, but as far as the mechanics of it, structure, pullback, and realignment, that's set in stone, right? That's set in stone. What we're back testing for the most part is what parameters work best for what pairs, right? So for example, these thresholds that I have here, they won't work the same for USD JPY on the 5 minute chart. They work better like on the 4 hour chart because of that of the range of the movement that price does. For example, Dr. Trito talking about Euro USD, right? Euro USD also works with those same parameters, right? They work the same on the 4 hour chart. But if you go to the 5 minute chart, you're not going to see a signal. Why? Because that 17 entry that entry line to the stop loss is way too big. So you have to kind of go back in here. I think Anna shared a 5 pip stop loss with a 50 pip max stop loss. And there you go. See, the signals are starting to appear. So long story short, Dr. Trees, on the 5 minute chart, a 5 to 50 pip stop loss range has been working pretty good, as you see. Okay.
So you basically can set a template for each pair you're working with.
Correct, them. That's what we want to do. That's what we want. That's the whole purpose of the Telegram group. Let's create a template and just start listing those things right there, so we can have that for us on the back end.
Very cool.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So let's see. Let's go back to Goldie real quick, where we were at, and there may be and maybe the TP ones on it. The TP ones are the ones kind of with the glitch, right? Because they can go to it very fast. So it's mainly the TP ones. TP2 is what do you call the ones that kind of went all the way. Good question there. Yeah, really good question there. I do like that question. All right, let's go back to the 5 minute on Goldie. Where were we at? We were down here, somewhere down here. Yeah, we were down here. Can we back test with you? What do you mean, Sylvie? I mean, yeah, I'm saying so. Like whoever purchases access to this, you have access to the indicator, and you have access to it. Yes. So if I'm understanding the your question, Sylvie, yeah. So in order for you to have Gbo access, right? I did put a in the classroom. You can unlock it for this price right here. Okay, and you have lifetime access for it. So whenever we do put it inside COC, even if we may or may not, right? You will never have to pay for it again, right? It's just you have lifetime access. And again, that mainly goes back, guys, to supporting the trading work. I mean, the coding work. It's not easy. I do spend a lot of time of it. I enjoy it, but at the same time, that's the reason for it. Here it goes. All right, so this one hit TP1. So here it comes. So here it goes again. So right now it's only looking for sells, and that's the reason why Jibo here is red. But the moment it's only looking for sells here. All righty. And then the moment here goes another TP1 that called the sell. Okay, it realigned. The stop loss was too small. It didn't give you a signal. And there you go. So this one here, Andre, just like you said, you see, it 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 um it kind of touched TP1 right away before it went to the entry. So that you'll start seeing the habit. Once it touches it, like, you know what? I do need to wait for a pullback, right? Because it can just go back and that happens. Let's keep going forward. Now everything switched forward to Jibo. It's scanning. And now it's only looking for buys. Okay. And there goes the pullback phase. And a few more candlesticks. Keeps going, keeps going. The signal should appear here. No, it didn't. That would have been a good one right there. But here it goes again, guys. A good example, a perfect example right here, what we talked about earlier. Okay. Whenever we're in pullback phase, if you have the technical analysis to use this, you put a fib on it because in pullback phase, all the good pullback phase entries are starting from the 23%, but ideally, right, is the 38 and 50% area. I'll color that yellow. And then there it goes. Man, you're in the right direction. All right. But it did not give a signal there simply because the parameters, right? The parameters did not push through. Wow, thank you, Sylvie. And let's see, let's wait for the next one. I'll give you access to it right now, Sylvie. If you don't mind, just message. You can put your, if you don't want, you mind the your trading view username. I'll give you access to it. Here goes another signal, and that's how they work. Okay, that's how they work. That one worked perfectly. So check this one out, Andrich. This one, it gave a signal. It was in a pullback phase. It gave the signal, and it touched the TP1. But everything is bullish. Momentum is bullish in this scenario, right? That price almost hit TP2, came back down, and actually came into the entry line. There it goes. And then from there, it actually went up. Okay. And that was a pretty good one right there. It gave us another one and it gave us another take profit right there. There he goes. 61% again. There you go, man. That's what you want to focus on. You focus on that because I do like that approach. And there it is, guys. Okay. There it is. Let me see here. Thank you, Sylvie, for purchasing the Gbo there. Let me give you access right where we're here. Before I forget, we'll give you live access to this. You may have to just refresh your trading view. And, and there you are. Add access, no expiration, apply. And there it is, guys. People. Right, perfect. I lost the chart. Oh, that's why. All right. So check this out, Andre. You're gonna like this one, man. And we'll close out with this, and then we'll go to the weekly outlook. And you made it to the Telegram as well. Perfect. Nice job, Silly. Okay. So that was the engine one. Okay. Pablo, te va a gustar este, Pablo. Ya lo compartí un poquito ahí, pero ahí está. This is the Jibo engine one, which is looking for the 17 entries with all the good stuff. I added the engine two, right? The complex pullback. That's the deep pullbacks, right? It's below 61%, very near 78%. And if I turn these off and I turn these on, these are all purple, right? And these are solid, guys. These are solid right here. This one, Andrich, there's no glitches on this one, right? There are no glitches on this one, Andrich. Okay. Here, I've told you guys in the past, right? My favorite setup is when, say it again, Mr. Ron.
I just say Pablo is happy. That's his area.
Who was happy?
Pablo.
Pablo. Yeah, absolutely. Pablo loves that 78% scenario, right? So whenever you see a big, bearish structure, bearish momentum, and these 23% lines, okay, I've seen this setup a lot where price comes into, and this is Datamo's setup too, right? From range to range.
Absolutely.
Right here. That's the setup right there, guys.
That's ticket right there.
That is technically a 78% retracement, still in a bearish structure. But most importantly, guys, this is the reason why I updated the span, the momentum lines the way I did, right? Because the momentum lines or the momentum midlines are still below there. Okay. And look at that entry. Instagram entry. Oh, it went up a little bit. This one went higher. That's fine. But you got to leave those away. You got to leave those run. And eventually there goes. TP hit. All right. Let's back it up a little bit. And let's turn on that engine, which again, though, the engine's here. I'll explain this what this means here in a second. But right there, this does not look for any validation. It just knows that the entry is at the 78%, and it knows that the stop loss is there, and it knows that the take profit is there. TP2, TP1 at 50%. So the moment it touches it, like there, right, it should give us a signal. But I put a little buffer in there just to kind of give us some time. And that's where that buffer comes in, the 3 buffer, right? So it's waiting for 3 candlesticks. We're waiting for a candle to open and close below that 78%. If you want to get it at the first touch, you're supposed to put it at 0, right? But you can wait 1 candlestick and there it is. But the buffer, the default buffer is 3. No signal yet until you get the 3rd candlestick opening and closing there. There goes your entry parameters. And you just let it flow. You let it ride. And there it goes, guys. Okay. Then there, TP hit. TP1 and TP2 hit. You see that? Oh, look, and they gave us another entry while we were over here. This one win. And you notice here the Jibo, the complex pullback entries are purple, and they're only purple. This one hit TP1. So yeah, when we came down here, that's how that works, guys. These work on all time frames. Every time frame they work on. Obviously, the higher time frame you go, the less you'll see of them. Okay, because it's bigger movement. But I'm so proud of this one right here. Check this out. No, so you can use whatever one you want. I always use all 3. I don't actually have a preference. Some days, for whatever reason, sometimes Saxo gives us better candles than Oanda. Sometimes Oanda is the one that's giving us good candles and so forth. But yeah, but check out here. This right here, guys, is the when you have a bullish structure, bullish momentum in a complex pullback, that's the setup right there. That's the money setup right there. I mean, that's a lot of pips right here. From there to there, 166 pips. One too many for Dr. Lutrice. But there it goes. Signal identified. You just let it ride. TP1 hit. Comes back almost all the way to entry. And the next thing you know, it rides up to all the way back to TP2. Okay. And again, this one works for all pairs. The trick to this, right, is where do you see more setups, right? So UJ, I don't see too many on the 1 hour time frame. Maybe it works best on the 15-minute time frame, right? Maybe it works better on the 30-minute time frame. So that's kind of where you can go back and like the animal said, let's create a spreadsheet in Excel or something of data. Like, hey, I looked at this G, and I think this pair works very good on these for for this amount for this time frame and so forth. Okay. But yeah, there they go, guys. So combined, you can turn both engines on. Sure, man. There you go, Andrich. Just for you, my friend. 2 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute. I mean, no, 1 minute, TP2. Let's hide the SMT box for us. What happened here? Oh, this one hasn't even called it. It called the buy on this one, Andrich. Look at this. It called the buy in a huge move, and it's still long because it hasn't take profit. But there you go, man. It's working on the 1 minute for you. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh, it's very beautiful, man. There you go. See? There, what is this? Did they call the buyers? So, hold on. Okay, I see what happened here. This one just probably hit TP1. Let's fast forward a little bit. That was not the best example. Let's find a good example that hit TP2. That's a good one. Type to it. All right, let's test them here. And then we'll shift over to the weekly outlook. Como sin alarmas, Pablo, ¿cómo qué te refieres? Oh, no, debe tener sonido. Yeah, so guys, you go to Gbo and hit the little dots here. Ahorita lo enseño. Okay, so structure is bearish, momentum is bearish. We're at that 78% discount. Very nice. It's waiting for a signal. There it is, the buffer. Entry, TP1, TP2, stop loss. Now we just missed the stop loss. Oh man, it danced up there. That would have been a roller coaster. TP1. And again, see how the momentum and structure will shift along the way. So that's something we have to kind of ignore it a little bit. And there it is. Okay. Let's see if it gives another one. But I would potentially use these more like guys like in the 15-minute time frame. So we can kind of hold the trade on the 15-minute and then you do the intraday on the other ones. We'll see how we use it. But long story short, I was able to code what I was already seeing with the complex pullback entry. Okay. All right. So a lot of más. So básicamente aquí, Pablo, te vas a add alerts. ¿Y cuál señal quieres? Chivo o la complex pullback. And notifications. That's where you turn it on. So this is where you turn it on, guys, the signals, right? So you pop up on your phone for now. Settings, select your signal. You do got to select your time frame. Okay. Select your time frame. I'm not the best when it comes to these because I never really used this for signals, but we'll get better at it. You can pick one of those message, right? Like let's say for example, Andre wants the 1 minute time frame. So we'll put 1 minute complex pullback entries. So when the signal fires, you can add multiple 1 minute and just make sure that do you want the notification to come to your app, to come to your email. If you're gonna do this, you're gonna get a lot of emails, so just be careful and play sound, right? And you can adjust that right there. So that's what as it is, guys. Those are the updates for 2026. We have a system that really, really works visually. And with your help, we're going to improve it even more as we go on. And let's do this top-down analysis to close out the session. Let's go. Top-down analysis does not change too much. Let's go to the weekly time frame. And we cannot break those highs. This is interesting about that. It's been staying there. We remember we couldn't break 43.50. We broke it, and then we're back below it. So that's what's interesting to me, guys. But we'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just mark up the chart. All right. Previous weekly high was a bullish candle. Actually, excuse me. Right there. This is not really a control candlestick because it didn't close above it, but we'll see. Okay. Also, too, here's the thing. Let's take into consideration the previous week, okay, which I think is going to be important. Alrighty. If we measure that candlestick, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, this is what we've been saying a lot. When price is trending, right? Impulse, correction, impulse, correction, extension, right? You got the first low, we got the first high. This retracement has to be 23% or lower to be a valid pullback, correct? To be a valid extension, the rule is we at least have to touch the 0.272 extension. Okay, that is a valid movement on the fib. If this were just a single candlestick by itself, the same rules apply. We need at least a 23% retracement, and then the next candlestick should open and close, wick, and it should open and close, and its high should be a negative 0.272. If it's not, we cannot walk the fib forward. I mean, you can, but ideally you can't. All right. So here is exactly kind of what happened here. We did make a high. Okay, we did make a high, but we did not even touch the negative 18 on the Saxo chart. Maybe we did an Oanda, maybe not. That's where it kind of gets tricky there, so on that scenario, right? Let me take a screenshot of something. Let's save this to screenshot. All right, let me erase this. Okay. Yeah, so we got that there. This candlestick still is important, right? Because we still have to kind of track its 23% range. Like that, we'll track it. But I'm still considering this week as the control week as of now. So previous weekly, it will color this. So we're going to mark both of them, okay? In this example here. Previous weekly high, previous weekly low. And we're going to put this one times 2. And this one times 2. 2 weeks ago, right? We'll color the active one blue, and the other one will stay black the way it is. Okay, so now let's go to the 4-hour chart where we have a little fun at, okay? And that's how we look. All right, so the previous week is like that. Previous week, right there. Okay. And it's important where we're at. We're at a bit on the 23% level. There it is. Previous week, 23%. So this week is gonna be choppy. Well, not choppy, but just complicated. And look how complicated I'm making it. And then goes this one right here. Okay, this is the previous weekly fib. And let's study the price action right here, guys. Okay, so I'm measuring 2 candlesticks the same way. Okay. Everybody wants to buy gold right now, right? Because it's so bullish. Let the fib levels communicate to us. So what's going to be important, in my opinion, one second. Current week is blue, right? Previous week. Current previous week is blue lines. Previous week is the grayed out one, right? There it is. Okay. So blue is the most recent. The dark lines are the old ones. Yes. Everybody good there, right? I did confuse my colors here, but we're good. So obviously this is the active week. Okay. Here is the 23% level of the active week. I think we can at least come down to 50% of the previous week. Let's do it for Andrich. 61% of the previous week. Okay. I think we can come back down here. Okay. Simultaneously is the 23% of 2 weeks ago. That is a pretty strong support. I mean, again, to me, it may not, right? It may not even move from here. Okay, it may just stay range. But that's just kind of like the idea of it. Good question, though. Good question. Yeah. It's just pure speculation at this point. Alrighty. But again, though, because because of the holiday, maybe we just have the juice or the volume to come here. And then from here, come back there and simply just stay in range that entire week. You see what I'm saying? So that's probably, it could happen if we don't have the volume this next week. So can we still trade it? Sure. Maybe we can find opportunity to the downside. If we have confirmation, we can actually position ourselves back up, but also kind of just set our expectations that it may not trend to the extensions. Okay. So there goes those ranges. Very nice. Ranges there. Right, perfect. So yeah, I do like the 23% air levels. I'll mark this one up as well and label this one 23%. As so. Perfect. So ideally, I would just say price will potentially come down here first. And then we just reevaluate from there. Let's see how that looks in the 2-hour. Red folders Tuesday. Oh, perfect. There he goes. That's what I like to see. I like red folders. You guys know I like that because of the volume that it gives us. Let me quickly check the news as well. Let's see. Yeah, December 23rd and Wednesday, the 4th. We will have a busy activity. After that, it slows down. Okay. So I mean, it could be very well like we have volume Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday, bank shut down because of Christmas. Friday closes. So we could have potentially 3 active days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a break. But here's the 2 hour view where the daily candles comes in. This, let's see how did Friday close? Friday closed bullish. So it will be when the new market opens up, this will be a blue box. And we can go from there. But to start off the week, I'm thinking maybe back down to 61% of the previous and see how price behaves from there. All right, y'all. I went about 10 minutes over, which is not bad for a weekly closeout. Here goes the link to that. My pleasure, Sylvie. My pleasure. And we will close out the year with that last link. Well, guys, appreciate you guys. This will be uploaded to the YouTube here as soon as this thing renders down and go from there. Definitely check it out. I really do appreciate you guys here. We've been, this number has been consistently strong all year long, 12 to 15 participants. I wanted to stay this number low as possible, right? Simply because, we're the tight original group here. We explore different areas of things, and I think we're in a good place of where I want to be when it comes to this education, trading, the services I want to provide, the community that I want to support. And again, though, it's we're in a good spot. We'll go ahead and close out, and I'll just stay up top on the groups for that, just to see for the classes next week how they play out. I'll give everybody a best update. But gracias, Pablo. Everybody else, 2026 is I told my wife this is gonna be another good year. My birthday is the 26th of August, so I'm gonna try to make the best out of this 2026 calendar year. And 2020 and 26 is it? I think it's the Kijinsen line, right? Dan, correct me if I'm wrong. 17. I don't know. I'm connecting everything with the Kijinsen, with the Ichimoku cloud. Thank you guys. We'll go from there. Everybody have a great one. Thank you guys.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Likewise.
Happy holidays.
I made my mic work. Oh,
Everybody have a good one. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Radek.
Merry
Thank you, Daniela,
bye-bye.
Sylvie,
Happy
Andrej.
holidays.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next year.
Looking
Bye.
forward.
Happy holidays.
Oh, you sound like you're singing.